Nobody expected this reunion to happen so soon. Nearly 10 years after the Vampire Diaries ended, Nina Dobrev and Paul Wesley are officially sharing the screen again. But here's the twist. This isn't another trip back to Mystic Falls. Instead, they're stepping into a dark murder mystery that could completely change how fans remember their legendary on-screen partnership. And once people saw the announcement, social media exploded almost instantly. The news arrived straight from Nina herself. She revealed that she and Paul won't just star in Hulu's upcoming thriller, You Deserve to Know. They'll also help shape the series behind the scenes as executive producers. That detail caught many fans off guard because it shows this isn't simply another acting job. They're involved in building the story from the ground up, giving them far more creative influence than they ever had during their CW days. Paul quickly echoed the excitement online, making it clear this reunion had been quietly developing for some time. But that wasn't the biggest surprise. The project itself sounds nothing like the supernatural romance that made both actors famous. Based on Aggie Blum Thompson's 2025 novel, the story follows three suburban couples whose seemingly perfect friendships begin to fracture after one husband is murdered. As investigators dig deeper, hidden secrets begin surfacing one after another, forcing everyone to question who they can actually trust. Instead of vampires and love triangles, viewers are getting deception, suspicion, and psychological tension. And that's where things become even more interesting. According to early reports, Nina will play Gwen while Paul takes on the role of Scott. The two characters aren't romantic partners this time. Instead, they're neighbors who find themselves on opposite sides of a murder investigation, setting them on what insiders describe as a collision course. That single detail has already sparked countless fan theories. Some believe the story could eventually bring their characters together in unexpected ways, while others think Hulu intentionally wants to avoid repeating their old dynamic. At this point, those theories remain pure speculation, but they haven't stopped the conversation from growing louder. The creative team also raised eyebrows. The adaptation is being written by Brian Tannen, while Alexandra Cooper's Unwell Productions joins Aaron Kaplan's Capital Entertainment in producing the series. Hulu reportedly secured the project after strong industry interest, suggesting the streamer sees major potential in the novel before cameras have even started rolling. For Nina and Paul, becoming executive producers also signals the next phase of their careers, proving they're now helping create television instead of simply starring in it. But the internet had something else on its mind. Within minutes of the announcement, longtime Vampire Diaries fans flooded Reddit, Instagram, and X with emotional reactions. "Stelena is back" became one of the most repeated comments, even though the actors aren't reprising those iconic characters. Others admitted they'll watch the series regardless of the plot simply because Nina and Paul are finally working together again. Some readers of the original novel even hinted that the adaptation contains enough twists to keep audiences guessing until the very end. Those comments remain fan opinions rather than confirmed story details, but they've added another layer of anticipation. What's especially fascinating is how different the relationship between Nina and Paul appears today. Years ago, both openly admitted they didn't immediately click while filming the early seasons of The Vampire Diaries. Over time, that awkward beginning evolved into a genuine friendship that fans have watched grow through conventions, interviews, podcasts, and public appearances. Now they're returning not just as former co-stars, but as creative partners trusted to help lead a major streaming project. That's a very different story than anyone imagined a decade ago. For Hulu, this may be more than simple nostalgia casting. It combines two recognizable television stars, a best-selling thriller, an established production team, and one of television's most loyal fan communities. Whether that formula becomes another streaming phenomenon remains to be seen, but the ingredients are certainly there. And with production still in its early stages, many questions remain unanswered, including who else will join the cast and how closely the series will follow the original novel. One thing is already clear, though. Fans aren't just excited because Nina Dobrev and Paul Wesley are working together again. They're curious to see whether lightning can strike twice in a completely different genre. So here's the question everyone seems to be asking already. Can these two create a brand new television obsession without relying on the nostalgia that made them famous in the first place?